downtown Whitmore Lake, right on Main Street, and there's parking along the side of the street there. And I was as close to the curb as you can get. And I was at a friend's house in their backyard, and I heard a big bang. And I actually thought to myself, I'm hoping that wasn't somebody hitting my car. Well, sure enough, the kids came down and said, hey, somebody just hit a car on the street. Is that yours? I'm like, oh, really? Well, a bunch of the neighbors and the guy at the Domino's across the street, they all saw it, and they said, yeah, it was a burgundy truck. And there was another car that got the license plate of this truck. And it hit both doors, the mirror, the front fender, the wheel. And the license plate of this burgundy truck is DVD 626. So if you're in the Whitmore Lake area, anywhere in that outer regions, DVD 626 is the plate. Well, the police showed up. We called the police, and they had actually ran up and down the street trying to find this guy because we called in 911 quick, and they didn't catch him. But they ran the plate, and it was a fraudulent plate, not a valid plate. So obviously that tells you why they didn't stop. Probably no legal plate, no insurance, probably doesn't have a driver's license. Could be an illegal, who knows, whatever. But keep your eye out up in Whitmore Lake. If you see somebody with some fresh damage on their burgundy truck, DVD 626 is the plate. Call the Northfield Township Police Department, or call me, and I'll call the police department for you. Anyways, that just aggravated me enough that I had to put that out there. So Ed's going to run across the studio here and get Derek to bring us a did you find that track that you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay, so good. So we'll take care of that. But before we do that, let's also get a little business taken care of here. If you're looking for an oil change, and I'm due, Hamburg Quick Lube, 7554 East M36. That's right in downtown Hamburg, right after that little dog leg. It's real convenient.
Right next to the car wash.
Right next to his car wash.
And the Dragon Court.
Yeah, 810-231-0121. That's 810-231-0121. They take Discover, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and cash. And there's coupons in the current. Free car wash with the purchase of a full-service oil change. That's where I get my oil changed. So, good guy.
Yeah,
good guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
So, 810-231-0121. Get your oil changed. That's probably the most important thing you can do with your cars to keep them up. That and keep them out of the street, I guess, and you don't get hit. But so before we move on, subject-wise, you wanted to talk or play this track about Joe Biden. It is pretty funny.
Derek, you got it?
All right, go ahead and play that.
This is classic Biden. This is Biden at top form, where he does this vivid, coherent, brilliant narrative in which not a single detail is correct. So he just stands up and he goes, it's 20 minutes before dawn on D-Day, and this 9-star general says to me, Mr. President, it's too dangerous for you to go in there. But I say, the Minutemen are taking on the Bengal Lancers. So I flew in on a glider from Diego Garcia, and we came under heavy fire from a group of whirling dervishes holed up in Bridget Bardot's apartment outside Euro Disney. And I said to them, I'm the first Biden in 1,000 years to go to college, so I know what it's like to be the best of the best. This was classic Joe Biden. He's back. His mojo has returned. His mojo knows what state it's in.
Knows what state it's in.
I got to go get me some of that Biden mojo.
Oh, man, that was so hilarious. He had Carlson just cracking up,
Mark Stein was good. I like listening to Mark Stein. So, it's unfortunate what we've got going on with Biden. But, hey, more power to him. If he wants to run, let him run. It's part of the whole entertainment of the 2020 race when it comes to the Democratic side of the ticket, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. That next, what do we got, 10 at the next debate coming up in a week or so in September?
Yeah, it's funny. Steyer couldn't buy his way in. Some of these people, and then Kirsten Gillibrand, she dropped out. I loved watching her drop out. It was just so wonderful. I mean, she was pleasant about it. But I just hope she went home and cried in her pillow.
I saw something on Twitter the other day, and I can't verify this, so I'm not saying this is a fact, but it struck me as very odd that, like, her father or grandfather or someone she's related to is like the founder of that NVXIM group, the sex trafficking group. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. That guy's in court himself, the sex slaves and all that stuff.
Somehow she's related to that, and I went, what? I thought to myself, I'd be getting out of a race and maintaining a low profile if I was related to somebody involved in sex trafficking.
Oh, no, they have no shame. Are you kidding me? We're talking about, Clintons. If she was willing to be good friends with Bill Clinton, I mean, who knows what went on between those two when Hillary was gone?
Oh, I didn't
You
even
know what I
think
mean?
about that.
Well, I just did. Thanks.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, and she's such a smarmy. I mean, she was all pro-gun until she became a senator. And then it's all like, it's horrible. We need to get rid of the guns.
Yeah, because there was a track. I heard that audio track of her promoting the NRA.
Oh, yeah. She was.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Until, of course, she didn't.
Yeah, so she's out.
She's changed her position on so many issues as the wind blows. We've seen it even in her campaign. So I'm just glad to see her out because it just scared me. She actually... I mean, really, if Hillary had a chance, then Hillary's protege had a chance,
Right, exactly. Ooh. Yeah, so, well, let's move on. I wanted to touch on the Epstein thing real quick because there was another little tidbit that the media's already kind of blown it away, right? There's nothing left. And nothing to see here, folks. Move along. 2 more cameras outside Epstein's cell. Oh, just broken. Broken. They went to investigate. They're just broken. Really? How many coincidences can you have that would prevent the real story from going? No, that camera's broken. 2 more cameras broken. We oddly enough, we just don't have any videotape at all. Really? I'm sorry. I'm not buying the fact that he just hung himself. Mm-hmm. The broken bones, everything else that could possibly be wrong. I'm hoping somebody's checking the bank accounts and financial records of the people that were actually working that day to see if anyone's got the $500,000 deposit in the last couple of months. Something's just striking me as odd when it comes to Epstein. And we still haven't heard anything about the island. Has anyone done any investigating at the island? Anything? Anyone?
Were there any links between Epstein, the island, and NXIVM? Why wouldn't there be?
You would think, right, that there could be something there.
Do you know Epstein had to have been sanctioned by major intelligence agencies? He was just a honeypot for hire. The honeypot that the Russians used to pull on people, American businessmen, politicians, bring them over to Russia for a fact-finding tour or something, throw some hot Russian spy at them or just some lady for hire, keep them company, take the pictures, record the audio, and then hold them, blackmail them.
Yeah. I read in an article that part of the reason he got the soft shoe on his punishment down in Florida when he was first charged was because there was some Israeli-U.S. intelligence
Mossad
something going on there that kept him out from getting
or it would have come out in the open in the trial.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's one of the reasons he got the old softy touch coming out of Florida, right? Well, because he should have had the book thrown at him then.
What's her name? The right-hand woman who was his procurer?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, and her father was a publisher, and that guy had British intelligence ties.
And where is she?
MI6.
Has she been arrested?
Did you hear where she was spotted in an In-N-Out burger? It's the wildest thing. She was spotted in an In-N-Out burger, and for one, really, an In-N-Out burger? And people noticed that the photographs that were taken, you could see they were staged. What? Because customers in the back, times were changing. It's like they were there a while taking these pictures so that they could say that she was there, almost so that nobody would be looking for her somewhere else. It's really bizarre.
Who does a photo op at In-N-Out Burger?
Well, I'm telling you, this is true. I wish I'd brought something in on it. I didn't even think about it till now.
What universe do we live in where?
Hey man, I hear they're great hamburgers. Everybody's swearing they're as good for hamburgers as Chick-fil-A are for chicken sandwiches.
I'm not associating In-N-Out Burger with Ghislaine Maxwell at all. I love In-N-Out Burger. I don't get out to the West Coast very often. I wish they were here. They're not. But in what crazy world do we live in that the partner, love interest of the world's biggest pedophile is doing photo ops at an In-N-Out Burger?
The same crazy world where a Democratic presidential candidate, Kirsten Gillibrand, her father would be a business associate with NXIVM 10 years ago and pulled out and tried to distance himself.
What is it with Democrats and sex?
Republicans
sex trafficking.
Republicans just usually treat it a little bit more personal. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. All I can say is something is
most Democrats were hippies in the 60s. Free love, free sex, so they have a different mindset.
Is this all part of the Olinsky thing? They're trying to overwhelm us with if we throw enough garbage out there, people will begin to love garbage.
Clover Pilsen, what's it really called? I'm conflating the term. Cloward Piven. Cloward Piven. You're just
Jerry
Glover, the comedian.
You're just going to cover me with so much ickiness that eventually I'll be fine with ickiness.
And you'll retract. And I know bloggers, good conservative people who have pulled out of the political arena. They've just pulled out, backed out because of the ickiness. They're good Christians and they don't want to be covered in the ickiness anymore. And you know
just
something?
Coined a term.
Well, I'll tell you a story. I was a Christian and I got hooked on watching Dallas at one point. And I'm watching with Larry Hagman, and I'm watching the first couple seasons. I thought, well, this is really interesting. And one night I had a dream. And J.R. Ewing, he walks into my really nice living room with the nice white carpet, nice white furniture, and he walks in with his boots covered in mud and cow crap. And he just grins and walks across my rug. And I realize I need to stop watching that. That's the filth that watching that show with everything that goes on in there. And that's just a TV show. Now you watch the political environment for a while, like we're talking about, right? You watch Epstein, you watch all this, you watch what's going on with the Clintons and Bill Clinton and his escapades. And after a while you get so sick of it, maybe you need to back off and just, and then you're out of the fight. They did it. You're out of the fight.
Yeah, because you get so, and I can see it on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot, and I do a little Facebook. I'm thinking about getting rid of Facebook. I really am. I'm just done with Facebook. I'm going to cancel
staying in Twitter?
I love Twitter.
Ooh, Twitter's a cesspool.
I just love the cesspool that is Twitter.
Okay.
But I saw so many people who were kind of waiting to see justice, right? So many of us want justice. And when Comey got off, the ones that weren't as in touch as you and I, who have been watching closely, were very upset that Comey got no charges.
The Department of Justice
Yes.
let him go.
Is there a two-tier system of justice? Many of us are beginning to feel that way. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to throw up my hands and be done. I'm still holding the faith. I'm still holding the line that this FISA investigation and the report that's coming out. Do we have a timeline on that yet?
No, it keeps getting pushed back because you keep hearing that Horowitz is finding more and more and more. And so it keeps getting, at that rate, it's going to get pushed back after Trump wins the next election.
At some point, they've got to take these guys they've already got the stuff on and squeeze them. Bring the indictments down.
The AG in Connecticut.
Yes. I want to see some indictments.
Burr, right?
And if that, John Durham.
Durham, yeah.
Yeah. I want to see somebody squeeze. Put them into a cell like they did Paul Manafort. Put them in the solitary. Put McCabe into solitary.
If McCabe's the next target, maybe McCabe rats out everybody else.
Well, let me take that back. We don't want McCabe going into solitary because you know what'll happen?
Oh, he'll
hang himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like
off a 4-foot bunk bed with bed sheets, he'll hang himself.
Where do you put a high-profile person that has dirty goods on the Clinton to keep them safe? The moon?
Guantanamo.
Get Mo Waits.
Well, I hear the Sheik is up for trial next year.
Really?
Yep. KSM? Yeah.
Ed Gitmo. I thought he already went through in New York. No?
I don't think so.
I thought Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Derek looked that up. I thought he already went through and they booted him out.
Gee, maybe I was dreaming, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on the news.
If you're dreaming of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, your dreams are worse than mine, man.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, man. I told Pastor Rick I had a really strange dream last night, and it struck me that, you know what, there is some serious evil in this world, and it just disturbs me.